Okay, you all know what the trade is. Larry and I are here for questions. Let's go.
Can you talk about what brought this on? Because it was just when we were in Oklahoma City, I asked you if you liked the direction of the team, and you said you weren't panicking yet. What changed in the past week or so?
Well, I don't know if it's a matter of panic. What I think I said to you is I didn't mind our record at this point because we had a new team and the schedule was very difficult. But I didn't see, and Larry didn't see, the team elevating to the point where you could look out and say to yourself, I think this team, if they keep improving, could really do something in the Eastern Conference. And there were just some parts of our team that I wasn't sure was fitting together the right way. So we decided, and I had been talking to Golden State for some time, and so we got rekindled again. And so between Larry and myself, we basically came up with this deal. And I think that it puts players on our team that fit a little better with our team. And obviously, objects to have a better team. And so when push came to shove, this is, what we decided to do.
Why give up on Al Harrington so soon? I mean, it seemed like you were happy when you acquired him, and now it's only a matter of months, and he's already on his way out of here.
That's a heartbreak in it. I drafted Al when I was, some time ago. I loved him as a guy, and I think, he would have fit in here. But he was playing 3 more than he was playing 4. I'm not sure he's a good fit at 4 with Jermaine. And so when you really looked at it, I don't know if the two players complemented one another as much as we thought they could, because it forced us into a small lineup a lot. So that was, if I didn't have to, I probably wouldn't have wanted to trade Al, nor would Larry. But when you get into a trade and you're going to get some players, then they usually ask you for the player that you don't want to give up.
What about Steven Jackson? Was the off-court problems just too much for the Pacers to handle to where you just say, forget about what he's doing on the court, let's move him?
Well, I don't think that's the reason for our moving him. Basically, I just thought that, it was time for Jack to get out of here. It was the other way around in a lot of ways. That I think that he was in a difficult environment for him, and no matter what he was going to do, he wasn't going to outlive that environment. So I think it's good for him to go to another city and to start fresh, and I think it's good for our team as well.
Last summer, you guys made moves to become an up-tempo team, your trade for Dallas and so forth, and that concept really hadn't come to fruition. And this trade seems to also not be one that makes you an up-tempo team. Is that concept kind of idea been abandoned, or?
No, not at all. I don't see where this hurts us by picking up 3 quality players that play on a team that gets up and down the court. I think it only enhances our ability to do things that we might have been able to do earlier. I think with Murphy, it gives us a guy that can shoot from outside. He's a good rebounder. The one thing I've seen about our team all year long is we're not a good rebounding team. We get beat a lot of games because we can't control the boards. With Dunleavy and Murphy and Ike, them guys are rebounders, and they'll get the ball. I mean, they should be. Murphy should be a double-double guy in the East. Dunleavy knows how to play the game, and Ike's a guy that we were after in the draft years ago. So we got 3 quality players that we feel like we needed, and we didn't like to give up Al Harrington. We didn't like to give up Sarunas, but you have to give up something to get something, and we think this is a better fit for us.
The guys you're getting from Golden State, one of them stand out that intrigues you the most? Like, hey, this guy really.
Not really, but I know Ike's going to be a good player. I mean, I think he's going to be a very, very good basketball player in this league. But Murphy's the type of guy that's a double-double guy. You've seen him a lot in college. He controlled the boards, and he can make shots. He's not really a post-up player, but he'll open it up for Jermaine to move it a little bit better. And Dunleavy's just a smart basketball player. He knows how to play the game. And I think with them 3 guys coming in with what we have is a good fit.
Dunleavy and Murphy both have long-term deals. Do you see them as being part of what you're trying to build toward long-term, or can we assume that there might be more moves before this is all over?
No, I don't think you can assume that because we made this trade and that their contracts are 1 year longer than some of the contracts that we gave up, that this is a long-term or a short-term move. I think that we're bringing in players we like, and I think that it's fit with, with what our projections are financially, and we'll just see how the team develops from this point on. I'd like to also add to what Larry said is that playing a little more up-tempo, I'd like to qualify that by saying we want to play a balanced attack. And, basically a balanced attack means you have the ability to fast break, but you have the ability to play half court. I didn't think that developed with the team we had. It might have been because we didn't get the rebounds. Very difficult to run without the ball. I think this team has the ability to do both, and I think to be a higher echelon team, unless you're unusual like Phoenix, that's the best way to go. But you got to have both, and I think this gives us a better ability to have both, or I hope so, anyhow.
Do you guys expect them to play more like Miami, or is that?
No, they're not going to play in Miami, and the Golden State guys aren't playing tonight.
You guys went through a lot of trouble to get Sarunas here and spent a lot of time and effort. Are you disappointed in how that's turned out for you guys?
Started out.
What's that?
You mean, I don't understand the question all the way. Ended up, you mean that we have to trade him?
Right.
Everything takes a lot of effort. Everything, when you make the move to begin with, you're always going after players you like. You watch them play on your team, and if you think that, all of a sudden you have an opportunity to make your team better, that doesn't mean you wouldn't give up those players.
What about durability? It seems like Troy's been banged up this year. Ike's had some injury problems.
We're comfortable with their physical status at this point. All these players have to be physical. So, if there's anything more, then you find that out. But we're very aware. We've exchanged all that information. And so we're aware of what their injuries are. They're aware of what ours are.
Larry, could you comment on Sarunas? You had kind of scouted him and brought him in. Were you at all disappointed in how it worked out, and was it difficult for you to trade him?
Well, the first year he came in here as a rookie, he didn't shoot the ball as well as we'd like for him to shoot it. He had to make a major adjustment how to play the game. It's a different game than the European game, but this year I thought he started getting himself under control and knew what to expect, and he was playing better this year. But you don't like to give up players. But if you go out and see some players you like and you can make a deal you think is going to make you better, no matter who that player is, you have to try to make the deal for the franchise, and that's what we did.
Larry, what do you think of the team? You haven't said much publicly, much. You talked about the rebound, but from where you guys are at 2 games over 500, what do you considering the expectation? Well, I wouldn't say, but going.
Well, we had a tough schedule at the beginning, but right now we should be hitting our peak. Can't say I'm happy with where we're standing. I think we should have won more games. Very disappointed in what happened in New Jersey the other day. It seemed like we was coming on and playing better. Then we get beat by Charlotte at home. Then Dallas beats us. Then in a tough game that I thought we played very hard and very well. Could have went either way. Then we go to New Jersey and really don't play at all. So I think that with this team that we have, we talked to all of them today. They know that we're still committed to winning, and we're going to do what's necessary to take these guys to the next level. And I think with the addition of these 4 young men, I think we're going to be a better basketball club. I think we're more balanced than what we were yesterday.
Was the New Jersey game kind of a last straw for you guys to convince you that, hey, something's got to be done? Or would that be too simplistic?
I think a couple of weeks ago we seen where some of the things wasn't working out the way we thought they were. We had to play Al at 3. He's never really done that, and Al's really a 4, and we try to convert him into 3. But the thing that disappointed me the most was our inability to stop the ball, penetration, and rebounding. If you can't rebound, you can't control the boards, and you can't do things you want to do. Against Dallas, we're 1 rebound away from winning that game. We don't get it. Dunleavy's a great rebounder. Murphy's a good rebounder, and Ike, that's what he does. And so hopefully we don't have to have this conversation again, but we have to rebound the basketball.
How do you think it's going to affect Jermaine? Will this put more on his shoulders? Or how does it change the whole dynamic for Jermaine?
I think it can help Jermaine in a lot of ways because I think if you look at Murphy, he's an outside shooter who's a great rebounder. So he can draw people away from the basket, and if they help on Jermaine, then he can do something about it with his outside shooting.